Just this year in 2016, Stonewater Church helped start an organization called Five Crowns International Ministries. And our mission is to go locally or internationally, share the good news of Jesus, and demonstrate the love of God. We've really wanted to focus on the two greatest commandments. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then love your neighbor as yourself. So God led us to do a gospel crusade in a town called Kyuso, Kenya. We had a team of 6 guys leave the comfort of their home, spend over 24 hours on airplanes, and then all crammed together in one 4-wheel drive vehicle and take off to an area that was long after where the pavement ended, deep into the heart of Kenya. And what took place there was incredible.
When people encounter the love of God, everything changes. In Kyuso, we had the opportunity to go to the people in the streets, the market area, and the crusade ground, and simply show them the love of Jesus.
We would greet people, shake hands, give out as many hugs as we could, and that opened the door for amazing conversations that led to prayer, and then God took it from there. So we were walking around the market, and we were in the very center of town, and there were people everywhere buying and selling all kinds of different things. And while we were there, an older man literally stumbled into David Raybuck, and David's one of the team guys that went. And we saw that the guy had a lot of trouble walking. His shoes were all torn up, and his feet were in even worse condition. And we decided that we were going to go buy him some shoes. So we took him deeper into the market area, and we found a place that was selling shoes. And the lady there was trying to fit him for the right pair of shoes, and what happened was some time went by trying to find the right pair, and ended up a whole crowd of people ended up gathering around. They were just very curious to see what these white Christian men were going to be doing. And we finally find the right pair of shoes, and David takes these man's shoes and he puts them on his feet. And while he's there, he's like, well, might as well pray. So he prays for this man, and he prays for God to heal his feet and heal his legs. And as soon as David gets done praying, the man literally jumps up and starts dancing, and he dances all the way out of the square and out of sight. Later that night, we saw him at the crusade, and he was walking perfectly fine and was healed by God.
One day at the crusade ground, our translator, Pastor Timothy, his son, who is 14 years old, Jeremiah, he has never heard before or spoke a word in his life. We had the opportunity to pray for him, and we started praying for him, praying for his hearing, and Pastor Dennis was snapping in his ears when we were praying for him, and you could tell that the Lord was starting to wake his ears up. He kind of jolted back, and Pastor Dennis said, "Are you hearing me?" And he shook his head yes, which was a huge miracle because he could understand English. Which is totally a God thing, that he could go from not hearing at all to hearing and understanding English. And so one ear started waking up, and then we kept praying for him, kept declaring Jesus over him, and the other ear started waking up. Dennis blew in his ear, and it just you could just feel the Holy Spirit in that moment. And so then we told his father to start praying for him, and he started praying for him, and we tell him to try and say hello, and he says hello, and it was, I mean, in that moment where you could hear a person that has never spoken before in their life say hello it was just mind-blowing. After that happened, on the last night, we look out in the crowd, and we see Jeremiah out there with his hands up to the Lord and just worshiping, praising God, and just being in the presence of his Father for the first time, hearing and getting to declare his love to Jesus.
So during the time of the crusade, we saw approximately 200 salvations. There were hundreds of things that happened that it would take forever to tell. I mean, like a 7-year-old child got set free of drug addiction, a woman who was set free from a curse that had been hindering her for a long time, and we had the opportunity to visit and pray for a witch doctor. But I would say that the reason why the trip was so successful was because of what was done on a personal level. I mean, all the handshakes, the hugs, the conversations, the personal ways that we would bless people financially, and the time spent playing with the children, that was what made a huge difference in that community. And it wasn't really about yelling from stage. It was about going to the people, loving them in the most simplistic way. I mean, that's how Jesus did it, and so that's how we should do it too.